G'day boys and girls, in case you're new to the channel, my name is Slammer, sometimes referred to as the voice. My young bloke, Falcon.
Yeah.
Since many of you will likely give Destiny a break at some point over the next month or two, and the boy has played the game for at least a couple of minutes, we figured we'd throw in our 2 bobs worth of this month's new video gaming kit.
Behold!
Our thoughts on the Ghost of Sparta.
Dad, you're a fucking idiot. I said Tsushima. Tsushima.
No!
I haven't even played that one yet. But I have seen some shit, so she'll be right, mate. I'll just have to find the courage to go on living. Let's start off with what the game is. Boy, how about you say something for a change?
Yeah, right, mate. Basically, without any spoilers, you're a samurai who is fighting against the Mongolian invaders. It's not a particularly new story by any means, but it has enough twists and turns along the way to keep you engaged. Well, at least in the main story.
What do you mean the main story isn't a single player game?
Dad, it's an open world game.
I thought you just ran through each mission, you know, just stabbing people.
Do you not read the memos at all?
Well, you know I can't fucking read.
Yes, the game is open world and has a variety of side quests, which are unique enough from each other to distract you from the fact that you're just technically doing the same thing over and over again.
Part of what helps to keep you distracted is how good the game looks. The graphics are the duck's nuts. Seriously, the game looks like me back in the day. What? Something strike you as funny?
No, just that the game looks good and I'm sure you did once upon a time too.
You little...
Yeah.
Moving on with things that are factually correct. The game looks stunning. It just does. The particle effects are impressive and, you know, they may seem like they're just thrown in for the sake of having something to look at on the screen, but they really add a lot to the immersion of the game. There are several times in the game where I just stopped and gaped in awe at some of the sights, particularly in the shrines.
So talking about graphic, do we get to see some dudes getting their cracks cleaned or what? Did I ever tell you about the move in Dark Sector, you know, when you could...
Oh, their combat. I've been waiting for you to talk about this. There are several parts of the combat that I'll move through in order so you don't get lost. I got you, bruv. So, first up are the stances. When fighting...
Thought you got me.
when fighting, you will come across different types of enemies. You know, as 2 examples, a sword or a shield enemy. Different stances will do more stagger damage to those types of enemies. This seems pretty simple, but it adds a lot of engagement to the fight. Making a real-time decision on which stance to use in a group of enemies makes it feel like how you fight changes the course of combat.
One mechanic that I haven't seen in any other game is the standoff. Essentially, you can challenge enemies head-on to a swiping competition where control is the key. It may look boring, but trust me, the intensity of not knowing when the enemy strike is almost as good as a cold one with the boy.
Moving on, stealth in my opinion is definitely a standout. Enemies have a detection system where the particular enemy must notice you in order to be alerted. Unlike games like The Division or Destiny where they share a hive mind, and yes, the pun was intended.
My personal favourite part is the assassinations, but I won't spoil those for you too much, but you can do up to 3 at a time, and it's cool as fuck.
Finally, we have some special abilities and weapons like bows, throwing knives, and etc., which can even the playing field with large groups of foes. But the interests of leaving some fun for you to discover for yourselves, we are going to skip over those, as some of these abilities are required later on in the game.
So overall, to put it in terms that even I understand, I'm guessing the combat is similar to Dark Souls, where if you run in button mashing, you're going to lose a testicle or worse. You need to pace your combat, your swings, and your strategy to suit each enemy and encounter.
Basically, think about it this way: Assassin's Creed meets Witcher meets Last of Us. Something else that is worth mentioning is that the game is immersive as heck. There is very little HUD and the option to reduce it further, using wind as a waypoint marker instead of something on the screen. Cool idea, and beside a couple of annoying times, it is executed rather well.
The last thing that I wanted to talk about is how the game performed, and honestly, it's
Bloody beautiful, mate.
I've looked over all of Falcon's footage of his platinum run, and yes, I snuck this in the script as a cheeky boast. The fuck? There was only a select few times that the game had frame rate drops, and that was in the areas where the snow and the fire was on the screen at the same time. Just a note, this was just the boys' experience on PS4, and I'm sure that someone has had worse experiences or got something else to complain about, no doubt.
A couple more things to go through quickly before we, just wrap up the video. is that you can customize the way you look, and it does have an effect on gameplay.
Nice, and it's about fucking time too. So what if I go the full makeover with long bright blue hair and low cut top? Am I going to get spotted easier or something?
No, you can kill more enemies in a single standoff, more health, more damage with your sword. What do you... Oh. Additionally, there are 3 difficulty modes, which recently a 4th was added. And they also added an aggression slider. I guess you could change it in order to optimize your difficulty, so if you've already completed it or just found the game too easy, it might be worth checking in for a round 2.
The last tidbit we'll chuck out there is that there's actually a Kurosawa mode.
I am so impressed you pronounced that right.
I know, right? I know. I've been practicing. Right, the last tidbit we'll chuck out there is a Kurosawa mode, which makes the game all black and white, also changing the audio.
Now, if you find the game too difficult, you can change.
Great, take a teaspoon of cement and just harden the fuck up. Guys, that's all we wanted to talk about the game. We didn't want to go too much in any spoiler territory, and spoil something for me even.
Yeah,
so
casual.
Yeah. Now, the Brainiac here has been looking at the video analytics a bit and noticed that many of you buggers aren't watching the videos all the way through. As we don't want you to miss out on any of the good stuff, we're going to experiment with the video links and other things to see what everyone else likes. So apologies if it seems like we're changing it up a little bit. That's all from us for now. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like if the video, you liked it, and put any suggestions down in the comments if you have any. So, until Monday, grab your piece of string and your tin cans, and we'll see you back down under.